Hey, what's happening, YouTube? I am the Mack of the GamerRealm, and welcome to the S.M.A.R.T podcast. That's right, super mega awesome radio talk. Then we continue our today's topic of
WrestleMania 36.
Part 2. I'm accompanied with my good buddy
Wolverine 59 of Gamers X here.
So there was a lot of good things that came out of this. A lot of people weren't too happy about this part 2. Whatever. I honestly personally liked it myself. So, with that being said, start things off. We begin with Byron Saxton and Tom Phillips at commentary. So the first match that we have is Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship. Now, going over my notes here real quick. So, Charlotte comes out with the first recap of Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley comes out. Charlotte has her back turned, so she's not even facing Rhea Ripley. She comes down the ramp. Ripley charges at Charlotte first. She swings around, pushes Ripley from behind, and circling around the ring. Flair states to the empty arena that this is your NXT champion. Flair immediately tries to get for a setup on the figure 4 previously targeted left leg, because apparently she ended up injuring it a lot on Ripley. They lock up into the corner, and Ripley gives a mouthful to Flair and receives a series of chops. Flair, caught in the opposite corner, gets kicked. Ripley gets set for the Riptide and the kick out at 2. Ripley taunts Flair. Count of 7, because they were outside of the ring. Flair slides in and out to break the count. Flair with a series of stomps on Ripley, and Flair thrown outside, count of 7. Ripley suplex, count of 2. Ripley body scissors, count of 2. Final moments, Ripley hurt her left leg, and Charlotte continues to attack the left leg. Ripley is screaming, like she's really loud this whole time. And Ripley goes in for a clover leaf. Charlotte reverses out. That goes out into a Boston Crab. A series of roll-ups with counts of 2. And then Charlotte ends it with the figure 4 transition to the figure 8. And she wins by submission, tap out, and new NXT champion. Wow. That was brutal to watch.
True.
And it looked like it really hurt. That left leg, she was screaming in pain. That really hurt.
True, and even then, there's still gonna be a feud anyway. But it's better that way that they don't overdo the long reign of the titles, because before Rhea Ripley got it with Shayna Baszler, and she had for basically a year.
True.
The title needs to be a little bit transferred, like within a couple months or so.
Yeah, but I do like how they're kind of transitioning it out, kind of like how AEW is working out with theirs. Because remember, it took at least about a year for Chris Jericho and the transition, and now it's Jon Moxley. So you can kind of figure out who's going to end up being the next AEW champion at the time. So for Charlotte to win, it means it gives more opportunities for other people to come in and start competing out for championships. Because let's face it, Charlotte's already done it all, both on Raw and on SmackDown. She needs to go back over to NXT, retrace her steps, go back to her old roots, and do stuff over there, and then she can go ahead and retire. Because she's doing too much, and it gives less opportunities for everybody else. So, and then next we cut to a recap of last night. It basically shows all the matches of Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, the Undertaker match, all that stuff. So then we end up getting our match. You know, I was surprised. It didn't, our second match. I didn't think this match was going to happen, but it ended up happening anyways. So we have Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. This was such a controversial match. It was quick, too. So Black comes in, and he's wearing an awesome robe. Did you see that robe?
Yeah.
That looks so cool. And then he's followed up by Bobby Lashley. And Lana, Lashley's wearing tights. Why is he wearing tights?
I have no idea, but luckily, what I like is they lessen Lana's role in this.
Yes, they did. I don't mind the tights, honestly. It's pretty good. So we have power moves between both of them, and Black gets thrown around the ring. And Lashley attempts a bear hug, gets tossed out. Black misses a moonsault and eats a belly-to-belly suplex on the mat, which that was pretty rough. He gets a count of 8. Lashley cover, a count of 2. Lashley with a neck breaker, which that was pretty impressive. Lashley attempts a vertical suplex twice, and Black powers out of it. Lashley catches Black with a power slam, the count of 2. And then Lana was thinking about Black, like, slapping him, but she just is hesitant. She's like, no, the ref's there. No, the ref's there. It's like, either do it or don't. Then you get a thunderous suplex. That was a nasty suplex at the count of 2 by Lashley. Lashley gets a spear intercepted. The kick out at 2. Moonsault off the second rope from Black, and it connects with a count of 2. Lana is on the steps for some reason. I don't know why. The ref doesn't seem to care about it much. He didn't even care. He's just like, oh, okay, whatever. Then Lashley attempts to slam Black, but then he ends up getting corrected by Lana, and she's all saying, spear him! And so he spears him, and it gets intercepted, and he gets kissed by the Black Mass, and Aleister Black wins. So she literally cost him the match. Ugh.
But, whatever, at least right now they're just sticking to her being the manager and not putting her in a dumb storyline and have her go way too over the top.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I could see that. I could also see the potential of them possibly going through a stupid divorce storyline, and then Lashley can go back and actually start doing his thing and start actually going after the championship, which I would love, because, I mean, he had all the potential to go after Brock Lesnar. Well, we're not going to go into it, but you know, everybody else knows what happened. We'll lead into it.
Yeah.
But pretty much, I wanted to see him go after Brock Lesnar. Not all these stupid little squash matches and all this dumb storyline stuff. Make him go after the main thing. That's what he was here for. So, but I like Bobby Lashley, honestly. He's one of the toughest guys I've seen in forever. He's really good. So, then we get a backstage interview with Bayley and Sasha Banks. Bayley claims that everyone in social media is trying to tear her and Sasha apart. The interview continues with Sasha asked how bad she wants the championship, and she responds, "We'll just have to see." Then we cut for another promo, and it's for Money in the Bank, which is going to be coming in on May 10th, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait for that.
As long as they don't do a repeat of last year.
That was stupid. I really hope so too. Michael Cole and JBL are at commentary and recap of R-Truth, Gronk, and Mojo, whatever. And then Gronk is interviewed about the 24/7 championship. He's like, oh, I'm going to get it by tonight. Okay, good. Like anybody cares really up to that point. Third match. This is my favorite. So, full recap of Mandy and Otis. And so, it shows everything on transition from start to finish. And then you have Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. So Dolph comes out first, and I was right. I don't think that Mandy was going to be in his corner. It turned out to be Sonya Deville. So then Sonya comes out.
Plus, in the backstage segment in the pre-show, Dolph and Sonya were talking like, did you try and reach her? And they were trying to like somehow come up with something that will make them seem like they're not the bad guys.
Oh. See, I didn't see that part there. At least maybe I didn't. Interesting. Oh, no, I did see that, yeah. So then Otis comes out. Back to it. Otis comes out, and he comes rushing in, so he's clearing out the ring already. Match start. Otis charges first, misses Ziggler in the corner, and Otis driving Ziggler into the opposing corner. Super kick by Dolph. That was loud. Otis is outside of the ring. Count of 5. Ziggler goes out and breaks the count. It throws Otis into the post. That was pretty rough. Ziggler and Otis cover, and the kick out at 1. Drop kick, cover, kick out at 1. Elbow cover, and then a count of 2. Ziggler flung into the second turnbuckle, and Otis is starting to get pumped up. Ziggler gets tossed around, and it gets a count of 6 from being counted out. Otis attempts to the caterpillar and gets distracted on the apron by DeVille. So then Ziggler comes around the back with a distraction for the ref, and he hits a low blow. So then Mandy comes out, slaps Sonya in the face, and Sonya just gets thrown right into the ring for a distraction for the ref. Mandy comes around, and Ziggler's like saying, "What are you doing? You're ruining everything." And then Mandy hits a low blow. Oh, God. So then Otis hits on for the caterpillar. Otis wins and celebrates it with a kiss from Mandy. Yes! Oh, so wonderful. I'm so happy. Your thoughts?
Yeah, this had to have happened. We knew that they were gonna break up Sonya and Mandy from the start of this, like how I talked in the part 1, where she didn't want Otis basically anywhere near them, but then we see from the reveal that she's the one that set the text. So now who knows what's got biffed off, because Bobby Roode isn't back yet.
Yeah, why is that? I forgot.
I think he got suspended for the steroids, so he's
for the wellness program?
Yeah.
He did that again? Because he came back and then he left again.
I think they were just going to do the one appearance until he gets treatment.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. Well, we have that to look forward to on Friday Night SmackDown. That's going to be fun. And I'm happy. I wanted Otis to win, so I was right about that. That was great. 4th match. This was a very long match, but well-deserved. And I have a lot of notes here, so I'm going to go ahead and just go. So we have a recap of Edge and Orton. So we have Edge versus Randy Orton in the last man standing match. So Edge comes out first, and Orton's music plays, but Orton's nowhere to be found. It turns out he was disguised as a cameraman and lays out an RKO. And then Edge is trying to stumble back up to his feet, and he eats another RKO. Edge goes out of the ring at the count of 8. Orton hits Edge with the camera, count of 7. Fight continues to the back gym, count of 5 on Edge. Orton straps Edge in the equipment and beats him down. Edge gets count of 6. Orton with a weight in his hands and gets kicked out by Edge. And both men are down, count of 6. Edge goes to work on Orton, count of 2, count of 4 on the exchange. Orton gets placed into a chair, and Edge swings onto the equipment and lands on Orton. That was pretty cool, but he had to be careful about it. He almost killed him. Count of 5. Orton down, the count of 6. And Edge thrown into the wall, and then Orton attempts to crush him with the sled. Ouch! Count of 6, and then Edge escapes. The fighting continues into the production area, and Orton thrown into the garage door, count of 6. Thrown again, fight continues into the main area, and then he's thrown into the barricade, Edges. Count of 9. That is where I thought it was going to end right there. Then you got Orton in control, and then goes into the back offices, count of 6 on Edge. Then they fight on the desk. This was so cool. So Orton is down, he's on the count of 9, and then Edge throws Orton on top of the desk. What a throw. And then he goes up under the railings, and he lands the elbow, but he hits his ribs on the desk. Ouch. And then you got a count of 4. I was actually counting for a count of 5, because that looked like that hurt a lot. Continues under the hallway, then you got a cameraman who gets taken out. Then a new cameraman comes in. They're going into the storage warehouse. Final moments is you get them exchanging out blows into the warehouse equipment. And Edge is dropped onto Orton on a table from a cage. He jumps off there. It was pretty bad. It was very brutal. On top of the storage production trailer truck. So Orton goes for the punt kick, and he eats a spear. and count of 9. Edge goes for the spear, and then he eats an RKO. So then on a count of 9, Edge breaks the count, and he falls down. So he's literally about to lose. Then as soon as he stands up, he falls right back down. That was close. Orton hits Edge with the chair, and then he hits Edge with a chair, and then Edge goes in for his triangle choke, and then Edge revenge on Orton with the head, and so he hits him, and he gets a 10 count. So man, that was a brutal match, and they were sweaty as hell. They were glowing. Did you see that?
Oh yeah.
They were like super dehydrated. That's why Randy took the water and poured it on himself. Because he's like, God, it's hot in here. It's like, well, yeah. You guys are fighting all over the place.
Well, yeah, this was a long match, and they could have shortened it to give us a little more, but seeing as this could be just one more time, then go away, I could see that. Because then he's going to have to do another neck surgery. Then it's best saying, yeah, just the one match.
Yeah, I mean, this is one for the books, and then he should have a championship match and whatever else after that, and then I think he'll be good. So then we get 24/7 championship segment with Mojo. And so Mojo's running. He's got everybody running after him. Same old, same old. So then Gronk comes down. He jumps off the barricade. I mean, not the barricade, the balcony. And we're like, oh my God. And so then he pins, and now Gronk's the new 24/7 champion. Whoop-dee-doo.
Yeah.
I don't care. I really don't.
I never cared about the 24/7 championship because at first when they revealed it, I thought, oh, it's gonna be the hardcore title, the world heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's 24/7.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for something really good, and then we got this thing, which I get it. It's kind of funny, but then now it's just dead, and so it's just like, oh, okay. Oh, he's the champion? Oh, okay, that's fine. It's super lame. It's a dumb gimmick. It's a dumb concept, and I don't understand it. I don't need to understand it. There's no storylines with this anyways. I mean, it just writes itself, and it's just a repetitive thing, so it's like, whatever. Okay, and so now we have the 5th match. We're heading down to the wire here. This match was okay. It was Austin Theory and Angel Garza versus the Street Profits. So Austin Theory and Angel Garza, they enter into the ring first. They're followed out. Oh, and they're accompanied with Vega. Followed after by the Street Profits. So you start off with Dawkins and Theory. And Dawkins drops Theory, tagging Ford, double team against Garza and Theory, tagging Dawkins. And the ref is distracted, so you get a super kick from Garza to Dawkins. And Theory starts working on Dawkins. And they tag it on Garza, and then Garza rips off his pants and he throws them at Dawkins. I know it's weird, but I like when he does that because it's a good, it gives him a good advantage to provide out for distraction and go in onto the attack. Then Garza, you got a kick out at 1, and then tag in on Theory, cover kick out at 1, tag in on Garza, submission by Garza, which was good. Dawkins misses the splash of the corner, and the Garza hits, super kick. Tags in on Ford, standing moonsault on Garza, kick out at 2. Ford strikes a DDT, that was nasty, count of 2. It broke it up by Theory, so Dawkins and Theory are going out at it, and they get sent outside. So then Ford launches himself over the top rope and takes them both out. Then Garza does a moonsault off the top rope onto the Street Profits, and then they go back into the ring. So then Garza hits a moonsault on Ford, the second rope for the count of 2, and Garza attempts a wing clipper and he misses. Tagging on Dawkins, and tags in on Theory, so they exchange out tags. Theory tries to overpower on Dawkins, and then Ford leaps from the top rope. Dawkins cover, and Street Profits retain. Then they attack him from behind. Vega kicks forward. Ow! And then Bianca Belair comes in and takes out Vega, and then she lands the KOD. Damn! I could see some storyline happening a little bit more with these guys, especially when they have Bianca Belair involved.
Well, yeah, they did give her the NXT Women's title.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that she's gonna go up to main.
Totally. Oh, which by the way, so now that Charlotte is now the new NXT Women's Champion, you have her to feud with Bianca Belair because of the fact that they're feuding that they had over in the Royal Rumble, and the fact that Bianca Belair also wants a championship run, and that she has quite a bit of a mouth to feed for Charlotte anyway. So I want to see that happen again. Then we have Titus O'Neil. I'm so happy. I love Titus. He takes over for Gronk because obviously Gronk is the new 24/7 champion, so he's running away. And then we go into the sixth match. Okay, so then we have a fatal five-way with a women's elimination match. So we have Sasha Banks, Tamina, Lacey Evans, Naomi, and Bayley. So Sasha enters in first, followed by Lacey Evans, then Tamina, then Naomi, and then finally Bayley. So Bayley and Sasha, they team up, they go up against Tamina, followed out by Lacey and Naomi. Then Tamina powers out, and she takes out everybody. So she's glowed in the moment there. Then she gets knocked out of the ring. Lacey on Bayley, Sasha on Naomi. Lacey driven into the corner, and then gets covered by Sasha and Bayley, and the count out of one. Double team on Lacey. Naomi makes a save. Bayley and Sasha again on Lacey and Naomi. Sasha and Bayley are down. Naomi drop kick to Bayley. Lacey to Sasha, double cover. Double kick out of two. And then Naomi rolled up on Lacey, count of one. Tamina knocks both down. So then Tamina's back up again. She's doing all this stuff. So then Bayley makes the save on her. And then Tamina knocks both of them down. Then Lacey tries to do a cover, and then Tamina takes her out. So then Naomi gets thrown into the cover, and Tamina covers onto Sasha, kick out at two, cover on Naomi, kick out at two, cover on Lacey, kick out at one, and kick out at one on Bayley. So she's going all around. Then you get a repeat of Team Bad. They're all facing off against each other, like, oh, okay. And then Tamina kicks Sasha. And then Naomi does a stunner on Tamina and kick out at two. Lacey helps another kick out. Helps another kick out at two. So she does 1-2. Then you get Sasha doing the 619, which was awesome on Tamina. Then you got Bayley who does an elbow off the top rope. Sasha frog splash. And then Lacey does a moonsault on the second rope. And then Naomi does a split leg moonsault. And everybody's covering Tamina at this point. And she gets eliminated. So then you get Naomi and Lacey do a baseball slide out on Bayley and Sasha outside onto the ring, and then Bayley covers Naomi, count of two, then one. Naomi does a sunset flip on both Sasha and Bayley, the cover kick out at two. Submission by Naomi to Sasha. Bayley saves. Then Sasha goes in for the bank statement, and then she taps out. And so then Naomi is eliminated. Final moments, you get Sasha and Bayley taunt and work on Lacey. Double cover on Lacey for the count of two. And then Lacey escapes the corner, and Bayley accidentally hits Sasha in the face with the knee. Ouch. Cover exchanges out by Lacey and Bayley, and then Bayley and Sasha are starting to argue with each other. And then you get Lacey back up, and the Bayley pushes Sasha out of the way, and then she eats a woman's right by Lacey. So Sasha's knocked out, and then Sasha gets eliminated right after that. So Bayley didn't even do anything else after that. She didn't save her. Lacey and Bayley go back and forth. Lacey tied up on the turnbuckle, so she tied her up with the tag rope, and then she escapes kicks to Bayley, and then a moonsault, the count of two. Then Sasha comes back in, hits the backstabber. Bayley covers and retains. So, yeah. Your thoughts?
Okay, I really thought that Sasha was gonna turn face right there on Bailey.
I thought so too. She almost did.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be a couple months until then they're gonna start actually have Sasha turn face, and we're gonna get a Bailey versus Sasha.
Later on down the road, probably at Money in the Bank or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what would be nice is that if Bailey, let's just say that Bailey's still champion, okay? And then you have, because they're gonna have how many Money in the Banks for the women and the men? One and one, right?
Yeah, it's just gonna be two because when they introduced for the women's, it was always for whoever wins cashes in on the women's, and same as the men's, so it's gonna be like that.
I would love if Sasha. I'm just gonna jump into that. We'll take a break real quick. I would love to see Sasha win Money in the Bank, and then you could kind of figure if she's gonna cash in on Bailey like that.
Yeah.
That would be a wonderful storyline like that, and then they could eventually bury it. Okay. And so then we get a Bray Wyatt and John Cena recap, which leads into the next match, which would be our 7th match, second to the last. So we got John Cena versus The Fiend, Firefly Funhouse match. I didn't expect this to kind of be the way it was, but it was good. Like, it was really good. I was laughing the whole time. I thought it was so great. So we have John Cena that comes in first, and then you get a promo by Bray Wyatt from his funhouse. So then John Cena just happens to get teleported into the funhouse. I'm like, what? Okay. And then Cena goes in through the door, enters into a dark room, and then there's all this stuff going on.
Well, he sees Rambo and Rabbit, and he goes, "Oh, he's right there. He's right there."
Yeah, he's in that room, dude. Go get him. Oh, my God. And it was funny. So he goes into the dark room, and then you get the recap of Ruthless Aggression, which was awesome. That was hilarious. And then you get him back out, and then you see, dude, you see the SmackDown fist. The SmackDown fist. Holy crap. Oh my God, that was great. So then, after that all transitions in, then you get the recap because Wyatt escapes, and then it just comes over through all these like reels. And so then you get the recap of the Saturday night main event. Oh my God, that was awesome. That was wonderful to see that.
Cena had to have had fun because when he was doing the muscle flexes, it's almost like he was breaking down laughing.
He was trying hard not to laugh, I know. But dude, that was like, oh my God. And then you see what's her face? The girl puppet.
I forget her name.
Ah, damn it. Well, whatever, we know.
Yeah.
The girl puppet, we don't, whatever. Her name. Screw it. Oh, Abby. There we go.
Yeah.
So, so Abby is checking about. Her mouth drops. I was laughing so hard at that. That was funny.
And there's the Vince puppet.
Oh my God, yes. The Vince puppet. It scares Cena. It was just so good. And then you get the recap of the Doctor of Thugonomics. Oh my God, that was hilarious.
He's literally bombing on his promos, and Bryce just saying like, "Okay, that was bad." Until Cena's getting like light bulb on top of his head. He's like, "Wait!" So he unleashes on Bray right then and there.
Yep. So then we get a Bray Wyatt recap, which was awesome. And you basically see him, and so Cena is handed a chair after that by Bray Wyatt. He's like, you need to finish what you were supposed to do. You didn't do it right. So here it is now. So do what you were meant to do. And it's like, oh, damn. And then you get that recap of where he hands the chair to Cena. It's like, go ahead, do it. I dare you kind of thing. And he doesn't do it. So then he actually attempts to actually do it. And we might see a possible heel turn at this point.
Well, not only that, they were also doing the WCW thing.
Well, yes. Well, before that, I'm not sure if you noticed or not, but did you see what his shirt said? It said, "You can't stop me."
Yeah.
Instead of "you can't see me," "you can't stop me." That's a possible heel turn right then and there. And yes, we see the recap of the NWO with the WCW. Oh my God, that was hilarious! Not just seeing John Cena
in the leather jacket that looks like Eric Bischoff's.
Yep.
Doing a full-on impersonation of Eric Bischoff when he's trying to announce Hulk Hogan.
And then he busts a Hulk Hogan with John Cena. John Cena comes out and he starts strumming up the guitar with the NWO Championship. Oh. And then he goes after he starts getting all these really bad vibes, man. Real bad vibes. And so then he just starts going real bad at it. Then the Fiend appears. And he lays Cena out. And he gets him onto the mandible claw, which was impressive. And then Cena just kind of eats it. And then Cena disappears. Then the Fiend comes out. And then they're going like back and forth with it. Then he goes down. Oh, and I forgot. He tried to go for the Sister Abigail, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he goes all nuts. He's pissed off. Like Cena's raging at this point, and he beats a puppet. He hits
Husky. It's Husky.
Husky Pig. Yeah. And he just beats the hell out of him. Like, oh. And then he loses.
And we see Vince, Muppet Vince, at the Titantron. For anybody who listened to Jon Moxley's appearance on Talking Jericho, they were referencing that.
Oh yeah, they were.
Something tells me Vince didn't exactly hear what Moxley said, so Bray must have snuck it by it without Vince having to know.
I would think so, yeah, because he cursed.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, it's fine. I was laughing when he said that. I'm like, oh my God. That was funny.
And we find out Vince hears the Moxley podcast and he's going to try and sue Moxley.
Yeah, he's pissed off right now. Yeah. But you know what? It's okay. Because honestly, I feel like, okay, two things. One, I feel that Cena's going to do his final heel turn. He's never been heel. Ever. Never been heel. He's attempted to be heel back when he was with the Nexus and all that and during the Ruthless Aggression, but that's it. Never been heel. He could talk smack about people, but then, Bray started getting into his head and telling him that he was a bully and you let everybody down because you put yourself to fame above everybody else. You think nothing else of others but except for yourself, and that's why you're always winning championships. That's why you're always given chances and opportunities and everything. So then that's when Cena just freaking like breaks his what do you say? He just gets a cork set off, like pops off the bottle kind of thing, and he just goes nuts. Like he blows a gasket. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it was ruthless. But then he loses, yes. Second thing, I could see The Fiend. The Fiend is a mixture of Undertaker mixed with, like, just happy-go-lucky Mr. Rogers kind of guy. And then he's also Mick Foley, because every time he does this to a wrestler, he basically transitions itself, and this is your life. That's what he's doing. So that's why Daniel Bryan changed from a bad guy to a good guy, and then that's also why John Cena might end up seeing a potential turn, and that's also why when he fought Seth Rollins, now Seth Rollins is a heel. Because of that, he actually does change people, and I was really hoping for that.
That could work.
Yeah. I want to see a heel turn of John Cena. I could see how much it can do to basically break all the walls down and cause such an uproar to where people are like tuning in. This would boost so much ratings, and this would put Cena out on the shelf. Just enough. So then we cut to Titus O'Neil, just because he has the expressive look on his face like, what did I just watch? Oh my god.
He's basically me every time WWE does something wrong.
Or does something right, but you're in disbelief about it because you're like, how did you manage that? So we get that.
Please make Titus GM. Come on.
Yeah, or at least bring back. Well, they don't really have that much power, unfortunately, but they can, like, kind of do some kind of things. Final match. The final match. Oh my god. So we get Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre. So we get a recap of Royal Rumble where he kicks Brock's head off and he gets him eliminated from the Royal Rumble. So then we also get Drew's backstory, which was awesome. We get to see him basically becoming the chosen one, and then he's introduced out by Vince. Then he becomes part of 3MB. Was it 3MB?
Yeah, 3MB.
3-man band. And then we get his transition once he comes in. Although I don't think I saw him being as the NXT champion. I don't think I saw that on the recap.
No. Vince kind of I think he just doesn't like NXT.
Yeah.
Because I think for him it's like, whatever. But it's like, well, you should take notes because Triple H has done something right.
Yeah, he has. So then we have Drew, who's coming out first. Then he's followed up by Brock Lesnar. I started getting a little bit of chills. I'm like, ooh, what's going to happen? So then Drew goes to Lesnar first, and he gets a boot to the midsection. And then Brock powers over Drew into the corner, and Drew lands a Claymore. And I'm like, oh my god, was that it? Like, that was like, what, 18 seconds? Was that it? And then they get a kick out at 2. And I'm like, oof, that was close. So then Drew...
I was literally going, come on, Drew, come on, come on.
I know, right? So then Drew attempts for another Claymore, but then he eats a German suplex. I'm like, ooh. So then 2 more suplexes follow after that, and then an F5. I'm like, oh, God, Drew, get up. Then he gets a kick out. So he does the first F5, Brock Lesnar, and Drew kicks out at 1. And I'm like, what? Wow. He had his Wheaties this morning. Oh my god. Then Lesnar hits him for a second F5 and he kicks out at 2. I'm like, oh my god, this is great. He hits a third F5 and he kicks out at 2. He is not putting Drew down at all. So then Drew launches a Claymore. He sets up in the corner, and he fires off a third Claymore. A final Claymore kicks frickin' Brock Lesnar's head all the way, I don't care where. He kicks it right out of the arena. I don't care. And he covers 1, 2, 3, and then bam, You get Drew McIntyre is the new WWE champion. My God. Oh, your thoughts?
This is where I wish there was a crowd, because they right there would have been like, "You deserve it."
I know, right? And everybody would be screaming up to this point. Like, everybody would not stop. Like, they would be... He would be getting standing ovations. People would be cheering. There'd be fireworks. There'd be balloons. There'd be streamings. There'd be streamers and all that. There'd be confetti. Everything all over the place. And then, like, that, it would be a really good celebration, but because it wasn't, it was cut off after that, of course, because it's an empty arena. But I can imagine that's what it would have been, and that was very good. Very good. Very impressive, and a much-needed win by Drew McIntyre. I loved it.
He deserves it. He needs this. Last thing we need is another Brock cash in and him gain championships.
True.
Just have other people go for this. Brock should just leave right now. Just leave.
Yeah, he's not doing anybody any favors. Okay, so that's WrestleMania 36, ladies and gentlemen. I know we're kind of late on towards these recaps and everything like that with these reviews, but that's okay. We'll still go into it because, I mean, trust me, everybody's going to be talking about this, especially for tonight on Raw. But I don't think we need to keep on doing recaps of all these things, all these reviews, but mainly just for pay-per-views, I think would be pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, unless there's something that's really stupid that we do have to talk about, okay.
Maybe, but I don't think we should really want to talk about too much about the pay-per-views, especially the stupid ones. Just the big ones look like pretty good. Like, we should be talking about Money in the Bank. That would be a fun thing to talk about. So let's talk about Money in the Bank for a second here. So we're going to shoot at least a little bit for predictions right now. So for the women's one, I want to see Ember Moon come back so she can go and hit on Bayley. She needs to do that. Right now she's injured, so she needs to come back and go after Bayley like she said she was going to. Sasha needs to heal. Sasha needs to face turn. Sorry, and maybe she should win too on the Money in the Bank.
It could go either way. It could definitely go.
For the men's, who would you want to see in that match?
Okay, if it's gonna go to the Universal title, I want it to be. Jeez, I could be wrong, but Nakamura, because he needs something. I mean, I know he's part of Sami Zayn's faction right now, but he needs something. He should go for that title.
Well, he is a Royal Rumble winner, and he should have had that match, but he lost it.
But if it's gonna go to WWE champion, I mean, Seth has to take a break from the championship stuff. Still go mid-card.
Yeah, he's doing his own thing. He needs to stop away from the championship reign for a while. He's been too much onto it, and it's getting boring. Besides, he has his own gimmick that he's working on, so let it be at that.
But let's see. Well, okay, if M. Cole and because they're gonna slowly put the Undisputed Era onto my roster, I can see M. Cole winning and cashing in on Drew.
Alright, you guys, so that's basically it for as far as predictions go. I guess we'll go ahead and do a podcast for Money in the Bank. I think that would be pretty fun. We don't really know what to expect, but we're gonna find out come in Monday Night Raw tonight. We'll get basically everybody talking about who's going to be showing up at the Money in the Bank, and then we'll basically get those matches that qualify people for the Money in the Bank match. That'll be pretty fun to see that. So
True.
it starts next month in May, so we should see at least, because we got how many weeks left? 3 weeks left, right? Or 4 weeks? About four or 5 weeks.
Yeah. It's gonna be on May 10th.
Right. Yeah, so but that's at least like 3 or 4 that's about 4 or 5 weeks away, right?
Yeah, five, yeah, maybe, yeah, 5 or 6 weeks, give or take.
Okay, then that means that you're going to have at least one person to qualify for Money in the Bank. You got to at least have one match tonight. Who's going to be number one qualifying for tonight for the men's, and then also number one qualifying tonight for the women's, and then do the same thing for SmackDown. And then you'll have 2 people. Then you just wait a week or 2, and then you do it again and again, and then you just start building itself up again. So then you get your teams for the Money in the Bank match, which I think it's five each, right?
It should be.
It's at least 5 people, 5 of the men and 5 of the women, or at least 6 or something like that. I think it is 5 or 6 that all compete.
And if I'm wrong, I think they are gonna do for the tag teams as well. To see who's good. I think that's what they did last year. I could be wrong.
I think they did do that last year. So, but there's not really that many good teams that are out there just yet to go to compete for the championships yet. But I mean, who's to say? I mean, we might have something surprise us.
Yeah, hopefully maybe Heavy Machinery gets in.
Yeah, they should. But then Tucker's injured, so we'll have to see what happens there with that.
Yeah.
All right, well, that'll be pretty much it, you guys. So we'll see you guys on to our next podcast, which will be for Money in the Bank, and then maybe we'll have another podcast somewhere in between, something like that, just for something else. We'll go ahead and just have something to talk about. It'd be pretty fun. So this has been the S.M.A.R.T podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. Go ahead and like and subscribe to both. And check us out, you guys, and as well, check out our social media links. And yeah, we'll see you guys the next time. I'm the Mack.
Wolverine 5910 of GamersX here.
And we'll see you guys at the next time. Bye.